Hey guys, so this past weekend when it came to professional wrestling, mostly between WWE and AEW, it's like it became a game of human chess. On Friday night, CM Punk made his AEW debut, and as everybody has pretty much pointed out, it was the worst kept secret in the world. I mean, with the various hints being dropped here and there, the fact that they booked, of all places, the United Center, and instead of waiting to get into the Now Arena, where they're going to have All Out and the various shows of Dynamite and Rampage and Dark Elevation. A lot of the clues were there. And, I don't think anybody could be blamed for knowing exactly what this was all leading to. And we got to give Tony Khan and those in charge of AEW credit, including CM Punk. Even though they pretty much knew it was the worst kept secret in the world, they went with it, and what they got out of it was basically extraordinary. In other words, it was a moment they will never ever forget. However, the question was, afterwards, is how would WWE respond? How would they respond at SummerSlam 24 hours later as a bit of a checkmate, I got you kind of move, or you thought you succeeded by doing that? Here, we'll do this to counter that. We'll show you we're just as good, if not better than you. The question obviously was how they were going to do it. Well, I'll give them this. They tried. They tried at SummerSlam. There's no doubt about it. They tried. I mean, you got the return of Becky Lynch, which a lot of people were hoping to happen. Well, hoping was going to happen, I should say, at SummerSlam. But the way it was executed in the eyes of a lot of folks, it was done basically in a way to where fans, they completely soured on it. And what I mean by completely soured, I'm talking about the fact that, and that's the noon whistle, I do apologize. I do apologize for that, that's the noon whistle here on Newman. But basically the way it was done, it basically got, even though fans were happy to see Becky back, it got them upset at the fact that they used Becky to essentially squash any momentum Bianca Belair had. Buried her, screwed her, did her wrong, whatever phrase you want to use. It didn't make many people happy. And now there are reports that Becky's going to turn heel because of that. But we'll have to wait and see whether or not those reports and rumors are true. And now, even though that was a nice surprise that fans were hoping to see at SummerSlam, but just not in the way it was executed, the other big surprise that we all got was the unexpected return of Brock Lesnar. Now, when Brock Lesnar appeared at the end of the matchup between Roman Reigns and John Cena, there were some people that kind of questioned why you didn't just book Brock against Bobby Lashley if you knew he was going to be there. And that is a good question, because there's no doubt, as some people have pointed out, they probably met backstage and Bobby and Brock probably discussed doing business in the future, or they probably just greeted each other and said, how are you doing? But yeah, there's no doubt that Brock's appearance was a nice surprise. It was, interesting to see how they're going to, as well as, what I'm trying to say is it was a nice surprise, and it was interesting to see how, they're going to set this up, basically allowing fans to speculate, okay, how are you going to go with Brock and Roman this time with the roles reversed? Roman being the heel, Brock the face, and now you got the Heyman dynamic in the middle. How are you going to approach this? It's got people speculating on how they're going, what direction they're going to go with. But again, just like with Becky, it did get some people wondering, again, like I said, well, if you knew he was going to be there, or you had a clue that you might be able to get him, why didn't you just book him and Lashley? You know what I'm saying? And to me, the rumor going around about Bobby and Brock is that Brock, and I don't know if it's Vince himself as well, either one of them, if not both, feel that Bobby is not worthy of getting in the ring with Brock. Basically, even though Bobby is shown to be very dominant right now as champion, that going up against Brock, he's not worth Brock's time. He's not on that same level as Brock. And I guess right now, with him being the champion, the WWE champion, maybe that's the way of trying to build him to that level, so eventually they can probably get that match to happen next year at Mania, but we'll have to see. Anyway, WWE, give them credit, did what they could, basically to checkmate or play the game of human chess with AEW and CM Punk's debut there. But a lot of people have said that even though WWE did well with SummerSlam and did a little bit better with TakeOver, basically this round of chess belongs to AEW. So the question obviously is now, who makes the next move? Who's the ones that make the next move? Now there are reports that Adam Cole is AEW bound. And if he is AEW bound and they save his appearance for All Out, then yeah, that's another feather in AEW's cap that they got Adam Cole. However, Vince McMahon, according to sources, is very high on Adam Cole, and with the numerous amounts of cuts that were made for budget reasons, it's led a lot of people to believe that those budget cuts, if you will, of NXT stars were all done because they wanted to, open the salary cap a little bit more to get Adam Cole to sign. Now, there is no word just yet whether or not that has happened. I mean, for all we know, WWE is probably getting people to speculate, probably telling the people that give out this information, that he has not signed, but yet he has, because they know it could get leaked, and they don't want that. So we'll have to see what happens. I'll say this. If Adam Cole doesn't show up on Raw tonight, if he doesn't show up on NXT on Tuesday, if he doesn't show up on Dynamite on Wednesday, if he doesn't show up on Rampage on Friday, if he doesn't show up on SmackDown on Friday, then the door is still open as to where and when, or to where and who he, or to where he'll appear and who he is signed with to make that appearance. That's what I'm trying to get at. So either one of those options are still up in the air. We just got to figure out exactly who won the Adam Cole bidding war. And like I said, if we don't, as far as WWE is concerned, if we don't see him show up for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and we start getting more hints and teases of him, being dropped, on AEW, of him showing up there, then there is a good chance, without a shadow of a doubt, that All Out, you're going to see Adam Cole in the crowd, or you're going to see him make an appearance after a match or something like that, or make an appearance for a surprise debut segment. We'll see. But, that's the next piece of that's the next round right there, is who's going to checkmate who when it comes to someone like Adam Cole. A lot of people are already speculating that the third round in this game of human chess between AEW and WWE is going to get won by AEW when they go to Arthur Ashe Stadium, and that's why a lot of people are speculating that Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan, is going to debut. But here's the thing, we've got time between now, a whole month, between today and that Arthur Ashe Stadium date in September in New York, for anything to happen. For all we know, tonight or Friday, we could hear Flight of the Valkyries on Raw or SmackDown, and that would indicate that Daniel has resigned. And the only reason, I will admit this, the only reason I think that he would have resigned is if the WWE finally gave him what he wanted. They saw that Punk's there, they know that if Daniel goes there, whether they want to admit it or not, that's pretty much, a death nail for them, or pretty much saying that, their days being on top are done, and now there's this new dog in town. There's no doubt they're going to do what they can to get Punk to, not Punk, but Daniel to come back, and even by agreeing to say, yeah, okay, Daniel, you win. Here's the deal you wanted. Here's the agreement. We will let you go to New Japan. We will let you go here and there, whenever you want. As long as you remain with us, we'll give you this. Basically, WWE to me, WWE is going to do what they can to get him to stay. Now, I know a lot of people watching are going to probably say that's not going to happen because he's signed sealed and delivered, just about. We don't know that yet because they have yet to drop any Daniel Bryan Danielson hits. I mean, when they dropped the Punk hints, if you will, I should say, we knew he was coming. We knew that. But the thing is, we don't know about Daniel because they haven't dropped any American Dragon, hints or any yes hints, if you know what I mean. Once they stop dropping some of those in some subtle way, then you'll know. If they don't, he's still up in the air too. Same with Adam Cole. So the next two rounds are going to be the next two rounds of this game of human wrestling chess between WWE and AEW is going to be interesting to look at. Because whoever makes the next move is going to have to keep that momentum, or at least if they make that next move, they win that next round, it's going to be up to the other company, the other promotion, to try to make an even bigger move. So WWE finds a way to keep Adam Cole, and he lands on SmackDown, or he ends up on Raw. You know, that's a win-win either way you look at it. That's a round given and won by WWE just by getting him to stay. And then if that happens, then AEW is really going to have to, kick it into high gear to try to get the likes of Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, or Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda to sign on with their company. So we'll see what happens. But right now, looking over this past weekend, even though both made some interesting moves on the chessboard, a lot of people would say, basically, that checkmate, round one, goes to All Elite Wrestling. But the question now is, who wins round two? We'll see. But let me know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on this game of this new wrestling war, this new wrestling game of human wrestling chess between All Elite Wrestling and World Wrestling Entertainment? Who do you think wins the next round? And who do you think will win overall in the end? I know there are some people that are speculating it will be AEW that comes out the winners. When it's all said and done, that might be true. Well, we'll have to see. We will have to see. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below. Let me know how you feel in the live chat during the premiere. And I will talk to y'all later.